स्टूडेंट्स, आज हमारा टॉपिक जो है वो यूएस कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन एंड कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ फेडरलिज्म है और द फेडरेशन ऑफ यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑफ अमेरिका एंड इट्स नेचर. It is our today's topic on which we are going to explain the situation and the terminologies of federalism and the functionality of the federalism in the United States of America. फेडरलिज्म कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के अंदर क्या होता है? It is one of the most important and innovative concepts in the US Constitution, although the word never appears there. Federalism is the sharing of power between national and state governments. In America, the states existed first, and they struggled to create a national government. Which is that part which give us knowledge about the federalism in the Constitution. The National Constitution centers ongoing interactive constitution project. Leading constitutional experts interact with each other to explore the Constitution's history and what it means today. We can understand that in Article 1st, Section 8, according to Constitution, the 5 powers of the federal government which are listed in the Constitution, those are delegated, sometimes called enumerated or expressed. Powers are specifically granted to the federal government in Article 1st, Section 8 of the Constitution. This includes the power to coin money, to regulate commerce, to declare war, to raise and maintain armed forces, and to establish a post office. Federalism is a type of government in which a central or federal government and one of more regional governments work together to form one political system. Examples of federalism can be seen in the countries of the United States, Canada and India, and Pakistan, and Switzerland, and Russia. How the Constitution establish a federal system? The Constitution has 3 main functions. First, it creates a national government consisting of legislative and executive and a judicial branch with a system of checks and balances among the 3 branches. Second, it divides power between the federal government and the states. When we criticize on the federalism, whether that is unique to the US government, a US nature of the union, and unique feature of the American governmental structure is a balance of both horizontal and vertical division of powers as an institutional, structural design. Federalism is intended to both safeguard state interests while creating a strong union led by an effective centralized national government. The question of federalism, how that reflects in the Constitution. An amendment has to be approved by legislatures or conventions in 3/4 of the states of the Union. This is how the states play a part in amending the Constitution. Thus, federalism is displayed in this process because both the federal government and the state governments have a part to play. The federal government, according to the Constitution, how maintain its responsibilities. Only the federal government can regulate interstate and foreign commerce, declare war and set taxing, spending and other national policies. The Treasury Department's duties, for example, include printing and regulating money. The President also serves as Commander-in-Chief of the United States Armed Forces. If we see the examples of the federalism, Canada established in 1867. Its government is considered federalism because of the division of powers between the federal parliament and the provinces. The second example of Ethiopia. There are 9 regions and 2 cities that are chartered. It became the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia in 1994. The types of the federalism, we can understand 2 types. The first, dual federalism, holds that the union and the state are equal. Under the view of federalism, the union government only has the powers expressly granted to it, while the states retain all other powers. Federalism is the system where sovereignty is constitutionally divided between a central governing authority and constituent units. The students must have to view the key points of the federalism. Federalism is based on democratic rules and institutions in which the power to govern is shared between national and state governments. Secondly, the movement arose out of the discontent with the Articles of Confederation and the creation of the Constitution. Thirdly, the Federalist Papers written by Alexander Hamilton and James Madison examined the benefits of the new Constitution and analyzed the political theory and function behind its various articles. Fourthly, anti-federalists believed that the legislative and executive branches had too much unchecked power and that the Bill of Rights should be coupled with the Constitution to prevent a dictator from exploiting citizens. Fifthly, with the Great Depression and the New Deal, America has moved from dual federalism to associative federalism. The question of sovereignty in federation, the state of making laws and controlling resources without the coercion of other nations, supreme authority over all things. Associative federalism. The American government has evolved from a system of dual federalism to one of associative federalism. The basic philosophy during this time was that the US government ought to be limited to its enumerated powers and that all other powers belong to the states. Both the 16th and 17th Amendments bolstered the power of the national government and further divided state and federal power. Federalism, a political concept in which a group of members are bound together by covenant with the governing representative head. Federalism is the system of government in which sovereignty is constitutionally divided between a central government and constituent political units. It is based upon democratic rules and institutions in which the power to govern is shared between national and state governments, creating a federation. Dual federalism is a political arrangement in which power is divided between national and state governments in clearly defined terms, with state governments exercising those powers accorded to them without interference from the national government. Dual federalism is defined in contrast to cooperative federalism, in which national and state governments collaborate on policy. During and cooperative federalism are also known as layer cake and marble cake. Federalism, respectively, due to the distinct layers of layer cake and the more muddled appearance of marble cake. Federalism was the most influential political movement arising out of discontent with the Articles of Confederation, which focused on limiting the authority of the federal government. The movement was greatly strengthened by the reaction to Shays' rebellion of 1786 to 1787, which was an armed uprising of farmers in western Massachusetts. The rebellion was fueled by a poor economy that was created, in part, by the inability of the federal government to deal effectively with the debt from the American Revolution. Moreover, the federal government had proven incapable of raising an army to quell the rebellion. So, Massachusetts was forced to raise its own. The most forceful defense of the new constitution was the Federalist Papers, a compilation of 85 anonymous essays published in New York City to convince the people of the state to vote for ratification. These articles, written by Alexander Hamilton and James Madison, examined the benefits of the new constitution and analyzed the political theory and function behind the various articles of the constitution. Those opposed to the new constitution became known as anti-federalists. They were generally local rather than cosmopolitan in perspective, oriented toward plantations and farms rather than commerce or finance, and wanted strong governments with a weaker national government. The anti-federalists believed that the legislative branch had too much unchecked power, that the executive branch had too much power, and that there was no check on the chief executive. They also believed that a Bill of Rights should be coupled with the Constitution to prevent a dictator from exploiting citizens. The Federalists argued that it was impossible to list all the rights and that those not listed could be easily overlooked because they were not in the official Bill of Rights. The Civil War, the federal government increased its influence on everyday life and its size relative to state governments. Reasons included the need to regulate businesses and industries that spanned state borders, the attempts to resecure civil rights, and the provision of social services. The federal government acquired no substantial new powers until the acceptance by the Supreme Court of the Sherman Antitrust Act. From 1938 until 1995, the Supreme Court did not invalidate any federal statute as exceeding Congress power under the Commerce Clause. The Federal Depression marked an abrupt end to dual federalism and a dramatic shift to a strong national government. President Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal policies reached into the lives of U.S. citizens like no other federal mayors had done. As the Supreme Court rejected nearly all of Roosevelt's economic proposals, in 1936, the President proposed appointing a new Supreme Court justice for each sitting justice aged 70 or older. The expansion of the court, along with the Democrat-controlled Congress, would tilt court rulings in favor of Roosevelt's policies. The national government was forced to cooperate with all levels of government to implement the New Deal policies. Local government earned an equal standing with other layers as the federal government relied on political machines at the city level to bypass state legislatures. In the final analysis, federalism in the United States has been structured to protect minority rights while giving enough power to the states to control their own affairs. This conflict and duality remains a contested territory, especially after the Reagan devolution and his insistence on marble cake federalism. The power of the national government. The federal government is composed of three branches: executive, legislative, and judiciary, whose powers are granted by the Constitution. And the powers of the national government, that is composed of three branches: legislative, executive, judicial powers are vested in Congress, in the President, and the federal courts by the United States Constitution. The powers and duties of these branches are further defined by acts of Congress, including the creation of executive departments and courts inferior to the Supreme Court. The government was formed in 1789, making the United States one of the world's first, if not the first, modern national constitutional republic. It is based on the principle of federalism, where power is shared between the federal government and state governments. The powers of the government have generally expanded greatly since the Civil War. However, there have been periods of legislative branch dominance since then. Also, states' rights proponents have succeeded in limiting federal power through legislative action, executive prerogative, or constitutional interpretation by the courts. A theoretical pillar of the United States Constitution is the idea of checks and balances between the powers and responsibilities of the three branches of American government. The U.S. Congress, which is legislative, that is bicameral in nature and comprised of Senate and the House of Representatives, and it has powers to be entertained such as levy and collect taxes, coin money and regulate its value, provide punishment for counterfeiting, establish post offices and roads, promote progress of science by issuing patents, create federal courts inferior to the Supreme Court, combat piracies and other piracies and felonies, declare war, raise and support armies, provide and maintain a navy, make rules for the regulation of land and naval forces, exercise exclusive legislation in the District of Columbia, and make laws necessary to properly execute powers. The powers of the state government are republics formed by citizens in the jurisdiction as provided by the Constitution. The state governments are structured in accordance with the state laws with three branches of government: legislative, executive, and judicial. All government powers not granted to the federal government by the Constitution are reserved for the states of the people under the 10th Amendment. The legislative branch consists of the state legislature, known as the legislature of the General Assembly. The executive branch is headed by an elected governor. Each state is free to organize its executive departments and agencies any way it likes. The judicial branch is headed by a Supreme Court that hears appeals from lower state courts. Bicameral having or pertaining to two separate legislative chambers of houses. It is noticeable when we touch the powers of the local government. Powers of the local governments are defined by state rather than federal law, and states have adopted a variety of systems of local government. Each state typically has at least two separate tiers of local governments: counties and municipalities. The 10th Amendment makes local government a matter of state rather than federal law, with special cases for territories and the District of Columbia. The U.S. Census Bureau conducts a census of governments every 5 years to compile statistics. County governments are organized, local governments authorized in state constitutions and statutes for the administrative purposes. Town or township governments are organized, local governments authorized in the state constitutions and statutes of states established to provide general government for a defined area, general based on the geographic subdivision of a county. Municipal governments are organized local governments authorized in state constitutions and statutes established to provide general government for a defined area, generally corresponding to a population center rather than one of a set of areas into which a county is divided. And the municipal, that is, pertaining to a municipality, a city, or a corporation having the right of administering local government. And local government in the United States is structured in accordance with the laws of the individual states, territories, and the District of Columbia. Typically, each state has its parts, which are separate tiers of local government countries and municipalities. Typically, each state has its own counties and municipalities. Some states have their counties further divided into townships. There are several different types of local government at the municipal level, generally reflecting the needs of the different levels of population densities. Typical examples include the city, town, borough, and village. The 10th Amendment to the Constitution makes local government a matter of state rather than federal law, with special cases for territories and the District of Columbia.